Hi guys, I'm here to talk about what kind of spoon did I buy for my son when he started trying solid. So hopefully my experience would be beneficial for your own research when you're thinking about buying the stuff that you need to for your baby to start trying solid. So as you can see here on the right hand side, this is a normal bottle nipple. My son uses for formula feeding. On over here, as you can see, that this is the starting spoon for my son for his very first solid rice cereal. So this is a rubber texture. As you can see, this is very soft, very bendable. This is very similar texture to the nipple, bottle nipple, so that this is a very easy transition from this nipple to this kind of texture spoon, so that he's more open to try the solid. As time goes on, I move on to this middle one. The brand is Boon, Boon, as you can see. I have the link down there that you can check it out if you're interested in buying this. But this is a sort of like the next step from the rubber spoon. As you can see that it's got two sides. So it's got a really good smooth transition from the rubber spoon to this spoon. As you can see, this is not as bendable compared to this introductory spoon. So rubber texture to rubber texture, but a little bit firmer kind of spoon would be more regular to compare to, more regular to how a normal spoon would be. So once my son got a hang of it, I switched to the side, which is a stainless steel texture, which you can see that this is very similar to a normal spoon compared to the rubber one. So we do go to occupational therapists for evaluation on my son's development. So she mentioned that this is a really good spoon for transitioning from the rubber to a regular spoon, just because it's like a sort of like a graduate transitioning instead of like a jump from the rubber all the way to the stainless steel. So it's like a gradual thing, phase for the baby, and it's more better that they didn't feel like there's a huge jump or change, and that affects their appetite in terms of trying solid. So as you can see that the size of the spoon is very similar to this, but then once just transitioning to the texture, and then once he got a hang of it, I transitioned to this one. This is a normal baby size spoon. That's in comparison to our grown-up spoon. That you can see this is smaller, that fits their mouth, but this is like a regular texture, so it's easier transition to our grown-up spoons when they're ready or when they're older. So when he's using this spoon, I use these two interchangeably. And when he's using rubber, and then I would have two of this to use interchangeably for rubber, and then rubber stainless steel. And then once he starts using stainless steel side, then I use these two interchangeably. So just like you can see that it's a slow, well, not so slow, but like a transition from the right to the left. It takes a couple months, but like kids grow, and you just have to use whatever they're comfortable with. And this is the perfect size in terms of their mouth size. And as you can see that this is not so deep, so every spoon is like just a small amount of solid to start. And as you can see that this is a slightly deeper, slightly more solid when the baby's eating more. And as you can see that this is a much bigger spoon for more amount of solid per mouthful. And over here you can see that this is from IKEA. This is for play under supervision, just so that they can practice. For example, when you guys are eating dinner, that you finish feeding him or her with his own food, this will be a good practice kind of spoon that you can see that this is, the size is sort of like in between and this helps the baby to practice in terms of like making this a toy, so they're more open and enjoying the dinner time or the breakfast or the lunchtime, and be more open to trying different kind of food when they're considering this as a tool, a toy. However, this is a very lone object, so it's very easy that they would push this too far back to their mouth, and that's kind of gonna cause puking or throwing up. You don't want the baby to choke up with this, so this only use this for practice under supervision. So use this very carefully, but this one does help the overall transition from the right to the left. I use this as throughout, and then as you can see that I have a whole bunch here that you just bought it from IKEA for toys. And sometimes I do take out maybe like a color cup in like just side by side, so that he's practicing and playing with the actual cup. So again, like when they grow up, they're more open to actually be more open to use our regular cup, and also spoon. So I hope this is helpful. Again, from the right hand side, the rubber texture to rubber texture, soft and bendable. Small amount, and then this one would be same thing, rubber, but then like a transition to here, similar size and shape, so easier to transition. And then after that, this would be like a baby spoon, and then this is for practice. This is our grown-up regular spoon. So just so for comparison that you can see the size of these transition as they grow up. So happy shopping for your baby. I'm sure every step would be exciting. So voila, thank you.